We're going to start. This is our PittNUG 15-minute webinar, and today's topic is NetSuite Data Analytics using Click. Justin Barr from Clear Process Solutions is going to present the topic today, and you can ask questions during the presentation if you'd like, that's fine. At the end, we'll open it up for questions. We are recording this webinar and we'll post it on the PittNUG website. But Justin, go ahead. I'm going to put myself on mute and you can start the presentation. And thank you so much. I so appreciate that you did this for us. We really do appreciate it. So go ahead.
No problem. All right. Thank you. Glad to be presenting at the PittNUG, and we're happy NetSuite customer, so we're happy to be part of this user group. We've got a local representative, Mikey McGahan, who's on the call as well, that's in the Pittsburgh area, so we're happy to present, and thanks for letting us have this offer. So as we get started, just a quick agenda for everyone to level set. We'll just go over a quick introduction to CPS so you can kind of get a background and history of our story, and as we talk about NetSuite and analytics. We'll cover our NetSuite journey of when we started and talk about some of the analytics and what we were seeing and kind of the struggles that we were having with some of the data inside of NetSuite. And then we'll actually open it up to do a demo on CPS's NetSuite Analytics. We're going to focus on sales dashboards today, but just keep in mind that these dashboards can be project dashboards, they can be finance dashboards, they can be manufacturing dashboards. There's a lot of analytics that you can certainly capture from the NetSuite data. And then lastly, we'll open it up for a Q&A. So just a quick introduction to myself in Clear Process Solutions. My name is Justin Barr. I'm the CTO and co-founder and partner here at Clear Process Solutions. My role is really to help our customers leverage technology to achieve their business goals and objectives. And as our company started in 2013, we have clients in over 20 different states. We've got employees in over 8 different states. We are a completely virtual-based company. We've been working at home since the inception of the company. So we haven't been affected by the pandemic for working at home. We really do enjoy working at home. And the reason that I have my video on is because I feel that connection, and we open it and tell our employees to make sure that we turn on your camera so we can see each other and interact in a still as if we were in the same office. So I like to have my camera on as people can see my face. We do have, as I said, company or customers in over 20 different states. We are industry agnostic. A lot of our customers come from various industries. And as an organization, we are really results driven as we try to align the technology with customers' business goals and objectives. With digital transformation and our customers and some of the challenges, there are a lot of challenges that our customers are trying to solve, whether it's digital transformation, whether it's data challenges. We focus heavily on these areas as an organization. And we'll see kind of with our NetSuite journey today as we talk about NetSuite Analytics and what CPS did as our own, being a NetSuite customer, what we did. But this is what we help our customers in. So as we talk about CPS, we are experts in data and integrations and process and technology. We leverage digital transformation platforms to do this. So we don't have we don't staff up a lot of people. We don't believe in heavy code. That's why we have our slogan is low code, no limits. But we do leverage these digital transformation platforms to really be able to shrink the time to value of what you're trying to accomplish from a business, whether that's in your business process automation or your data and analytics. And we'll certainly be talking today around the data and analytics platforms. As we look at all the digital transformation platforms that we do have at the company, we certainly surround those platforms with really 5 key areas of our organization. So we have advisory services, we have strategy services, we have both professional services and support. So any platform that we pick up as an organization or we leverage to help customers with the digital transformation, we do have both professional services and support. And then lastly, the enablement with training and education and all the things that you need to be able to leverage the platform yourself. You know, we truly do believe in citizen developers and being able to teach you how to fish. And so leveraging those platforms, our customers are seeing amazing results within it. So the topic of the conversation today is really about CPS and kind of our journey with NetSuite. So just to give you a quick background and take you back to the beginning, with CPS, you know, we had a lot of different systems, from a CRM system to a project management system and accounting. They were all separate, right? And so it was a lot of manual reports and a lot of things that were combining multiple data. And it's really hard to connect, you know, from the sale all the way into the invoicing side of things. And so we decided to go ahead and move forward with NetSuite, you know, NetSuite's promise of a single source of truth. And we've been leveraging the platform. You know, we spent about 2 months converting, and we went live on NetSuite on January 1st of 2019. So as we were starting to use NetSuite and all the features and functions, from the CRM system to the project management system to the ERP with the financials and the invoices, you know, we really just saw this area that we were just starting to really, as probably everyone on this call is used to, just creating saved searches like crazy. NetSuite has a lot of searches and a lot of way that people want to see data. And you know, we were seeing abundance of these saved searches being created. We were seeing, you know, finance wanting to see things this way, sales wanting to see things this way, and project management wanting to see things in a different fashion. So it was really just extremely hard to get and combine multiple data sources and different types of data inside of NetSuite. And it was somewhat of a manual effort if you wanted to go combine multiple things together. So as we struggled in this area, as most of our customers do, in combining multiple data sources and reporting and understanding the value of an analytic platform, we really sought out to start to capture our data inside of NetSuite and look at data a lot differently. So with NetSuite and our data analytics, you know, what we've done is we've created our own NetSuite connector that was developed by CPS, and we've put together a NetSuite data model inside of our platform that what I'm going to show you today really is the results. Over on the right is the NetSuite analytics portion, so you can actually see the data in real time. And over on the left, you know, that's going to still be your key of getting data, is your NetSuite saved searches. So those saved searches are important. They're leveraged by our connector to be able to pull in your data so that multiple people in your organization can actually create saved searches, but then you can leverage those in a kind of a platform. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and jump over first to NetSuite, and we're going to talk about our saved searches. And so what I've done is I've went ahead and filtered by CPS dashboard, and these are all our different types of saved searches that we have inside of NetSuite. You know, you can see their project tasks, their time records, there's transactional records, there's quotas, there's items, there's all kinds of information. Even our, you know, our inventory items are all inside of NetSuite. And so as I won't be able to show you everything, because obviously being a privately held company, we can't get into some of the details of but I have prepared a couple things just to showcase the connector, right, and how we're able. So I went ahead and created this saved search called items, and it's called PittNUG. And really what I did is I just loaded up our name of our item, our non-inventory items, our service items, the display name and a description, and kind of the type over on the right. One of the things that I'll call out that we'll pay attention to in the actual demo of the dashboards is this thing called Solution Care Digital Process Applications. Solution Care is our outsourced solution offering where customers can put in tickets and we help solve problems with architectural or platform-based issues. So that's what we'll see in kind of the dashboards today. So with that said, without further ado, we'll jump overhead to our NetSuite Analytics dashboards. And as I mentioned, I'm going to go through the sales dashboards specifically because there's some problems I was trying to solve within our company and get insight within NetSuite. But keep in mind, there are a lot of other use cases around executive dashboards and manufacturing, and I've got some example data there. So all this data that you're going to see today is all sample data. I would like to say that CPS is a billion-dollar company, but in order to make sure that we could record this webinar and share it, we've definitely fudged the numbers, if you will. So enjoy the data, and we can talk about some of the aspects of what we're looking at today. So the first thing we're going to look at is our sales actuals versus our forecast. So as every sales organization has, they have a forecast, and they're committing that forecast to the accounting team, to the executive team. And so as we saw in NetSuite, NetSuite has a great spot where you can actually forecast. And there are different buckets of forecasting. At CPS, we call it committed, likely, and stretch. Committed is 90% or higher, likely is 75% or higher, and stretch is 50% or higher. And so we have our sales team commit their forecast. And as we look at our forecast dashboard here, we're seeing the sales team committing their forecast from January to May. And again, numbers aside, we're not a $100 million, $500 million company. This is showing you some of the data that is available inside of NetSuite just from a forecasting perspective. Furthermore, as we start to look at forecast, we actually look at the actuals. So as a sales team, we're forecasting, but what are we actually doing on a monthly basis, and how are we comparing that? And then how accurate are we? So what we've seen with our organization, and as we started bringing this data into a visualization tool and starting using it, we're seeing that when we first started out, we really weren't accurate at all in January and February because we weren't paying attention to the data. And as COVID hit us, and as we started really focusing on our internal processes, we help a lot of customers with their data and their analytics and their business process automation. We started to want to fix our own processes for forecasting and some other things. So in this case, we're seeing this trend line going up. We were 67% for forecast. And what's nice around these analytics is that you are able to choose, say, for example, a month. And if we dive into month of April, then we can see the individual salespeople within the organization, what they were forecasting for that month, and kind of how accurate they were to their forecast. So we can see, Josh here, he forecasted $0 for the month, and he actually achieved $0. So he was 100% accurate in his forecast. Whereas like Trevor, forecasted $0 for the month, but he actually did $10 million for the month. So as Trevor's accuracy percent, even though it was better than what he forecasted, we certainly don't want people sandbagging. Our ultimate goal and our ultimate KPI is not to be 100% accurate, more along the lines of 80% accurate. Plus or minus 20% is good, especially when you're talking about committed numbers. But we can each, by looking at these, it wasn't really that Trevor, for example, did not forecast accurately. He just didn't know that he was supposed to forecast things that we call at CPS renewals and some of the other processes we have. So it wasn't more a problem issue, more so just a issue when it came to a process issue. So the next dashboard, I will click this off and go here. Our next dashboard we're going to look at is let me get this window out of here. Okay, there we go. Our next dashboard we're going to look at is our dashboard as it relates to this month. So as much as we had the KPIs and looking at forecast accuracy, we really want to pay attention to the numbers as it relates to this particular month. So as we look at this particular month, we can see that the actual forecast, we're at 59% to the month. There's 11 days left in the month. There was a forecast of 60 million. We've done 35 million, and we have this opportunities in quotes. And the reason I show these opportunities in quotes in NetSuite, if you're familiar with NetSuite, there's an expected close date, and they can become disconnected. And you can certainly make sure you try to connect them, but out of the box, we try to keep things normalized in the system and try to use NetSuite out of the box. So I wanted to really show the difference in opportunities and quotes in this dashboard. And then lastly, I wanted to show one of the KPIs at our company is a proof of value, because we have so many digital transformation platforms. We have so many things that we look at showing our customers. We have these concepts called proof of value, where it's a very low licensing, it's a very low services cost. There's no licensing cost whatsoever. And this really helps our customers try new technology and see if it's going to work for their use case or their business goals and objectives. So we have that KPI as a key one for our organization. You know, we're targeting 25 proof of values this year. We've done 15 so far. With that said, if you want to get into any of the details around NetSuite, you can certainly do that. And there's some really cool filtering capability within this. If you want to look at invoices, or if you want to look at, in the case of opportunities from a sales guy's perspective, you can look at opportunities, you can look at the forecast. You can say, well, just show me opportunities that are going to be committed. So you can start to filter and look at the data inside of NetSuite. We can say, well, we really only want to look at things that are going to close in the May timeframe from an opportunity perspective. And you can start to get an idea of what's going to close, what the status is. All this data is all coming from NetSuite, which is really, really good for us to be able to just simply look at a dashboard and tell where we're doing or how we're doing. Lastly is our forecast. You know, again, I was talking about the different buckets that we have within the organization. And so as we see the forecast, as we see, you know, what people have forecasted, we also see the sales order. So this is kind of what NetSuite looks like. So taking all this data and combining it with the other data in our system, with sales orders, with quotes, we've gotten a lot better at being able to predict what's going to actually happen within the organization. So I know this is 15 minutes, and so I'm just going to jump right to the new beginning for CPS, right? So what is the new beginning of these dashboards, and what are they providing us? First, it's the time to value. You know, before it used to take me about 2 hours to provide the sales numbers to accounting and the executives. And now I don't have to do that. I just simply give them the dashboard, and they're able to look and see how close are we to the forecast for the month. Are we going to be short of the forecast? And it allows me to do more value added activities. You know, in my case, it's doing one-on-one sessions with my sales team. It's doing more prospecting. You know, in your regard, you know, think about all the non-value added activities that you may be doing around NetSuite. And these are certainly things that you can automate. They're very easy to do. And with visibility, one of the big keys for our organization is providing that visibility so that everyone's speaking the same language. They're looking at the same numbers. They're trusting the numbers. And so this has inspired collaboration and teamwork and being able to be agile and adapt to the market within our own team. So with that, you know, I thank everyone, you know, for allowing you to present. I know this was a quick meeting and there was a lot to cover there. But, you know, we are offering the Pittsburgh User Group, NetSuite User Group, a 30-day proof of value around these NetSuite dashboards if they are of something of interest for you. If you find these things interesting and you want to try them out with your organization, you're spending a lot of time getting data and doing non-value added work, you can certainly contact Trevor. So at that point, I'll open it up for questions for the organization or for the team here that's today, and if I can answer any. Otherwise, you can certainly contact me on LinkedIn or my email.
Any questions for our members? No. And that's typical. You did such a great job. They don't have any questions, but thanks, Justin, so much for doing this presentation. I definitely appreciate the time you took to put it together and show the group. Mm-hmm. And we will post the presentation, this webinar, on our PittNUG website under webinars. If anyone has questions, feel free to reach out if you missed Trevor's email, or